Hello fellow traders, this is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. I've got another installment of weekend charts to ponder for you here. Before we get started, I want to read something to you. The charts we talk about are updated charts in the Hit and Run Candlesticks and the Road to Wealth watch list that we may or may not trade. This presentation is for your educational purposes only. So I'm going to really try to tailor it to that for that educational side. And I want you to remember that past performance is not indicative of future returns. Remember, it's very important to plan your trade and trade your plan. If you need help understanding how to build a plan, please check us out in the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room. Or get a hold of us, and we'll certainly do what we can to help. All right, let's get going. So in this video here, we're going to look at, what is it? I've got 13 charts set up to take a look at, and we're gonna talk about bullish engulfs, double bottoms, breakouts, rounded bottom breakouts, inside days, pop out of the boxes, fry pan bottoms, multiple inside days, trends, bullish piercing candles, and a PBO, which stands for pullback opportunity. All these charts have one or more than one of these characteristics, and well, I thought I'd mark them up today and kind of point those out to you. So, all right, let's take a look. Also, just a reminder, these are charts for our watch list, and we may or may not trade them. Alrighty, here we go. So Friday, oh, by the way, today is Saturday, December 12th, 2020. So Friday, it looks like we close underneath the T-line as we did the previous day here, Thursday. We have a bearish engulf here. Not a lot of follow through to the downside. It certainly doesn't look like the sellers are taking some big control. Sellers did pull it back a little bit. Our Trendicator, that's the green dots, green and red dots, that's our Trendicator. And the Trendicator is still suggesting a bullish move up. Let's take a look at this chart, and I'm going to put this on the daily. You can see that the 3 EMA and the T-line and the 17 are still showing bullishness with just price pulling back a little bit. Let's change this to a 3-bar chart, and you can see that on the 3-bar chart now, this should give us concern, and it does. This gives me great concern to see this. I'd be much happier to see these lines above that red dot and that red dot green, just like right here. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. That's going to be a major indicator for us on how we trade going forward this next week. Okay, one of the charts that I absolutely pay attention to is FNGU. I think this is FNGU. There we go. I think this is an important chart to keep an eye on. And in fact, I honestly believe it's probably one of the most important charts to keep an eye on. And right now, we're holding up pretty good. Now it appears this 240, 241 area certainly is presenting some support, excuse me, with a high. We can't seem to get through there, at least for now. But you can see those bulls just keep banging at it, and they're searching for a crack. When they find that crack, they'll break through. Now, if they get tired, and they get tired of searching for that crack, what they'll do is they'll take a little bit of a breather. That breather to the downside. If it starts to break our Trendicator, then we will become quite nervous on the market, even to the point of probably being majority of trades are on the short side rather than the long side. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and I'm going to keep an eye on this chart as well. All right, let's take a look at some charts here. Let's start with AT&T. So I'm looking at AT&T as, well, with a stop here of about $30.45. and we're looking for it to run toward that $33 area for a little swing trade. Now, as I look at AT&T, this big blue area, this is what I think AT&T could end up doing, moving all the way up to $38. Now, please keep in mind, I mean, the trend has got to hold up. It's not, I'm certainly not saying that's where it's going. I'm simply following the trend. And as I look at the chart, we look at resistance levels, and this is where I see the major resistance levels starting. So it could chew through all these other little points that may cause a little bit of concern. And right now for one of our typical swing trades, I'm looking for this area of $33. We've got a big rally up and a pullback here with it's not quite a bullish engulf. I'll give it a bullish piercing candle though. So a bullish piercing candle. This is a PBO. This is what we call a pullback opportunity. Rally up, pullback, and now we're getting that opportunity. The buy box here has 2% from top to bottom, $30.45 for a trade or for a stop. So this is a chart we have on our watch list that we updated. It's been on our watch list, and we've updated for possible entry. Remember too that whenever we enter, we may adjust this stop depending on the exact price and where we bought it. And remember too that for members, we do post in the room, and we post to our smartphone app. Another chart that I like here is Nuance. Now Nuance has been trending right along here, doing a pretty good job. It pulled back, and you can see that this broke out right here. Nice big breakout. We broke out, we rallied up, and then we just started that little consolidation period in here. We actually have a bullish W pattern right now, right here. Little bullish W pattern up to that high and then back down. And you can see that we've broken out of that bullish W pattern. We also have a nice little double bottom right in here, nice double bottom. And then here is a bullish engulf. So we've got that bullish W pattern, we've got a double bottom, and a bullish engulf. And that has led us up to 2 bars of consolidation. And it looks like we popped up Friday. And I'd be looking for a buy inside this here box. I'm going to actually adjust this up. There we go. There's about, we'll call it 3% risk inside the box. That's if we buy it at the very high. If we buy on the breakout, which is certainly possible, that we buy on that breakout, we will have to adjust the stop. As far as possible profit goes, I see where this could move up, 24, 25% up here to maybe the $55 area. That's a time frame I'm looking at that's within our time frame for swing trading. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to just take off and go straight up there, okay? That's not what that means. So, assuming it does get up there, well, what's going to happen is you're going to have several consolidation, pullbacks, opportunities to buy or rebuy or to sell the position. And that's exactly what we do. And what we'll do is we'll take profits on the way up based on our rules of taking profits. Another chart, let's see here, let's move that back up right there. Another chart is NAT, and I believe this was on the watch list the other day as well, and I still like this NAT. In fact, NAT, we're actually in NAT. We own NAT right now, NAT. NAT is a rounded bottom breakout, and let's see, one of these lines, I should have marked it. Here, we're going to put this line up there, right there. There we go. And let's mark it like this. We're going to go RBB 200 SMA. So this line here represents the 200 SMA, simple moving average. This is an RBB or rounded bottom breakout. We're looking for our first target up here around 37. That would be up at these resistance level at these highs, and then a possible move all the way to that 200 period moving average for about 16%. We're looking for a 335 stop. Again, that's based if we buy it in this area. And if we do buy it high, we're likely to adjust that a little bit. This is a nice inside day we had Friday. Thursday, a beautiful, beautiful candle to the upside. We've got a nice little trend working here like that. And that inside day. I love inside days. I typically don't buy negative days. We owned it here. I typically don't buy these negative days. What I tend to look for are days that are bullish. At least they start off. At least when I buy it, it's bullish. So I want to see that bullish candle in there, or even that breakout right in there. Another chart is Chewy. I think Chewy's looking pretty good. So Chewy's in a nice big trend here. You can see this breakout on Chewy. This is, I would consider that a resistance area. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Once we break out and stay over that resistance, then that becomes support. So we can see that breakout right there. By the way, a little side note, this right here to me is not a breakout. It's just one of those little things, little tidbits about a chart that I have just decided that this is not a breakout. A breakout, in my opinion, is when the chart breaks out and it closes over that resistance or over those candles. It has to close. So this is not a breakout. Just a little side note there. I'm looking for, I don't really want to chase it, so this is going to have to pull back for me. And it doesn't have to pull all the way back in here. I may adjust this trade depending on how it acts. You know, we could do something like this where we just pull down maybe a bar, maybe a two, and then start back up. Well, that's where I'll start looking for that entry. And if that's the case, then I'll have to move that stop up for the entry. And to all the members of Hit Run Candlesticks, you know how I would set that stop up. We cover that every day in the trading room. Every day we cover how we come up with a stop there. As far as profit area goes, man, I'm feeling like, and you know, there's no real big, no, it's no more than just a feeling. But I don't see any reason why Chewy can't get up here to $100, and that's about 26% away. So I feel like there's a lot of money that could be made here, and we will do our best to take advantage of that. Mitch, here's Mitch. Mitch, we're looking at 144.45 with a stop if bought inside the box. For a profit target or a profit zone, we see approximately 22% for a swing trade. And as a reminder, as price moves up, the road to wealth plan is to take price or take profits as it moves up. We never make it to the top. We're always out of the position. Now, however, let me take that back, I guess. We may close the position, and then when the position sets up again, then we will buy that position, and as the position starts to move up, what we'll do is take profits off again as the chart moves up. So right here, POOBT, this is short for pop out of the box. I'm sorry, that should have been a TB. Here, I can actually change that, can't I? Pop out of the box. There we go. Pop out of the box. There. There we have it now. And a pop out of the box is when, this is my definition of pop out of the box. So you have a bullish candle, and this could be multiple candles getting here. And then what you have is a tight trading range where price, or tight and organized, where we trade here sideways for three, four or more candles, and that creates that box type chart pattern right there, all squared up. You can see right here, I've put that bottom line on there, right there, and I could go ahead and just do this. Whoops, let's do this. We're going to add that box to the top, just like that, right in there, and see how actually I should bring this down. There you go. See how we broke out day before yesterday on Thursday? Friday we had a little bit of follow through. We're in the buy box now. There's about 3% top to bottom on the buy box with a 144.45 stop, and I'm thinking this might be a 22% trade. Even if it was half that, I think that would be, at least for the Road to Wealth account, we'd be perfectly happy with half of that trade. As it moves up, we will take those profits, and we will adhere to the stops. Now, there are some times we adjust our stops even to the downside. We have to take into account the chart pattern, which, every trader's got to decide what and how they're going to do. Every trader's got to have their own plan, their own rules for trading, and over time, as you develop these rules, then the rules start to make more sense to you. You understand them a little bit better. In my opinion, that's how traders become better traders. If you set your plan up, and there's also a perfect, there's a great argument for, you set your plan up, that's your stop, and if the stock closes or goes below that level, you're automatically stopped out. So I would ask you, what is your plan? And it is important that you trade your plan. Coke. I've been chasing around on Coke. I never bought it right here. I talked about it, but I wasn't gung-ho on it here. Missed out on that trade. It pulled back here. I looked at it. I thought about it, but I didn't buy it. And look where it is now. Here it's pulling back. We have a bullish piercing candle now. We've got a nice wedge. You can see where I drew that lower line there, just connecting these bottoms here, and the upper line, just connecting those tops or those candles. I often get asked, do you use the highs and do you use the lows? And this is where I say, does it really matter? I mean, seriously. Please, think about this. Does it matter if you're going to come in here and spend 10 minutes trying to get that line right there at that low? Does it really, really matter? In the end, we're just going to follow price action. This is just to give us guidance. This is just simply to say, hey, look, that's a wedge forming. That's all. It's like going to a dog park. You can see all the dogs out there. Does it matter maybe if you're a serious dog person, does it matter if that's a German Shepherd or that's a poodle? They're all dogs, and they're all having fun. They're jumping, they're exciting, that's the way I look at it. I look at the broad side of things and trying to decide, well, geez, do I put it right here? Do I put it up that candle and touch those candles? That kind of stuff is, I think there's too much time spent on that type of charting, and there's not enough time spent on what really needs to be done in charting, which is truly understanding the overall chart, understanding price action, and recognizing chart patterns. So anyway, 53.20 as a stop. I'll like it if it pops up here and consolidates. I will consider buying that. And we're looking at two possible areas it might go to, 55.75 and 58.90. Here's a nice chart. I am really, really liking this chart. Hey, I apologize for this video. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video. Jeepers creepers, we're at 19 minutes now. So this is going to be a 25, maybe 27-minute video. Thank you for hanging in there, everybody. Appreciate it. Nice trend on Honeywell. A terrific bullish engulf right here. And look at that pop out of the box right there. Let's mark this up just a little bit. Look at that pop out of the box. Whoa, isn't that nice? See how we're up and the candles aren't huge and they're just nice and tight right in here. Nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the pop right there. So that's a pop out of the box. Here we are inside the buy box right now. So I'm looking for an inside day. That's what I like to buy. That's my favorite. So we're inside the box. I like to buy here, but I do want that candle green. Okay. Now, the next day, that candle can actually turn red, and I'm okay with that. But when I buy, I want to buy green. Just one of the little quirks I have. If the chart came in here red, try this again, red, there we are. If the chart came in here red like that, that tells me that sellers are in that candle. And I don't really want to buy it there because how do I know the sellers aren't going to continue? I want to see something that says, yeah, there's still buyers in there. So I want to see something like that. So that's the reason I chase only bullish candles. And that's another reason why you'll never hear me say, hey, I picked the bottom. Yeehaw. Never will I do that. I'm seeing about a 15% profit zone inside this zone right here up to about that 250 area on Honeywell. Check out CAT, C-A-T. This is a nice chart. This is a real nice chart. I'm sorry, I just had to pause the recorder and step away, and I'm not sure where I left off, so I may repeat myself here on CAT. We're looking for a 176, 75-ish stop here on CAT. Trend is up very nice. We're looking for a possible 12% bullish trading range to maybe be taking some profits on. We've got a nice flag pullback, and here's the flag pullback. First, you have to have a pull before you can have a flag, and then there's the flag pullback right there. So we're looking for follow through. Now yesterday gave us ended up with a nice little bullish engulf. So this definitely could have been bought yesterday. And actually, I believe there were several members of Hit Run Candlesticks that did buy this yesterday. So we'll be shopping in this area this coming week. This is also 5 days of an inside day. Now, the 5 doesn't matter, okay? I just pointed that out because it is 5 days. You've got the big bullish candle here. This is an inside day. That's also an inside day. That's an inside day. That's an inside day. And that's an inside day. All of those combined, and each one of them is an inside day of this bullish candle right there. I love to see that. I love to see trading like that inside days. This is, as far as setups goes and looking for charts that I might be interested in, this type of chart pattern always gets my interest. And from there, I'll look at other things, such as is the trend good, and I always want to check that. Is it a breakout? And then what's the bigger chart pattern that this might be in? Things like that. Also, well, I think the majority of these charts are all 3/8 traps. I haven't even mentioned that yet, but all of these charts, I believe, will be 3/8 trap trades. Bmrn, here's Bmrn. So if you're looking for a biotech, this might have some potential. I'm not big on biotechs. I mean, I'll certainly buy them, but boy, I don't want to make a steady diet of it, and I never want more than one in a portfolio at one time. They can make you a lot of money. They can, and they can rip your eyeballs out and hand them to you, and you'll still be able to see them. It could be that quick. So be very cautious with biotech. So here's what I see in this chart here. Possible entry in just all in that inside. I mean, that's a big area. So I'm looking for a possible entry in that big area right there with a stop about 78 1/4. This is a rounded bottom breakout, and this is the 200 period moving average right here from the rounded bottom breakout chart. So there's a definite possibility we run to this area up here, and would be the ultimate goal. Outside of that, well, we're just going to really follow price as we go up. The edge of the gap down here would also be a good target. And like always, we take profits into strength. So we'll take profits on the way up like this. Sorry about that. My dog started barking. We also have a nice little double bottom here. Here's the double bottom. So there's a bottom and there's a bottom. We also have a fry pan bottom. And the fry pan bottom is just where you have this bottom that's flat like that and starts turning up like that. And a bit of a turn down right here. Nice fry pan bottom. So we got some double bottoms and fry pan bottoms in there. Next chart we're looking at is TPX. That's an awful pretty chart. Awful pretty. We've got a little support area right there. We can clearly see that in the price action. We can clearly see that we have a breakout. There's our breakout. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the buy box around that candle. And in a perfect world, which we're not always a perfect world, but in a perfect world, what we're going to, why isn't this changing up here? There we go. Perfect world, what we're going to do is look for some inside days. Now, again, like I mentioned in that other chart, I forget what it was, I like multiple inside days. And by the way, they can be all over the place. You know, they can be like that. That doesn't bother me. But I'm looking for a buy inside this buy area. And right now, I'm looking for the possibility of a 20% move. Not to say at all that we're going to wait for that 20% move. That's not going to happen. We always take profits into strength. That's based on our Road to Wealth rules, and the Road to Wealth account is designed to double every 12 months at minimum, and that's what we do there with taking those profits. PINS, P-I-N-S, this is one that I'm in right now. The Road to Wealth account, Hit Run Candlesticks is in. We have a nice bullish engulf here. Ended up Friday with a doji over the resistance line, so that makes that support. We're looking at 68.80 for a stop. With a buy box here with about 5 3/4% range in it, buy range. And if you buy it high, or we buy it high, what we'll do is we'll adjust the stop up just a little bit. We're looking at about 25% profit zone here, potential profit zone. We also have a pop out of the box setting up. And I think if I was, let's draw this way. Here's the breakout. There's the breakout right here. And I would call that right there the box. And it looks like we're trying to pop out right now. One would even argue, in fact, we could argue that Friday was the pop out. Right there. Friday was the pop out. And now yesterday was just consolidation. Thursday was the pop out. Friday was consolidation. So again, we're looking for that buy here. Make a little money going up. Omar. Omar is set up pretty nice. Let's start here at the bottom and work up. We've got a nice rounded bottom here. Now this is not a rounded bottom breakout, but it is a rounded bottom. You can see that right here. Just like that. Nice rounded bottom. We also have a double bottom here. As we start moving up, we can see that we've got this pullback right in here, and then we broke out, right? Well, here we popped out again, big time. And we have a nice breakout right there. But look at that. We have a beautiful pop out of the box setup right in here. So on Omar, I wish I didn't see. In fact, one of our members brought this to us late in the afternoon Friday. I wish I would have saw this earlier in the day. I think I would have been a buyer. But a doji bullish engulf here. Let's hope for another inside day, and I just might have to take advantage of this trade. We're looking about 40% possible profit zone. That's huge. That's a monster. But like always, based on one of our rules with the Road to Wealth, we'll take profits into strength. Very unlikely. Well, it's just not going to happen. I can guarantee it, that we buy and we hold all the way up here. That's not going to happen. We're traders here, so. Okay, here's the last one, finally. Sorry this was such a long video. We're getting to 30 minutes. I do apologize. 13 stocks. That's quite a bit there. Okay, so Zen, Z-E-N, is what we're looking at here. We've got a nice little pop here, a pullback. You can see that resistance right in here. In fact, I should have made this red. There we go. You can see that resistance. We pulled back here, and we popped up, where we've now broken out over that resistance. We're looking at a rest day. Could be Monday, could be just any day this next week inside the buy box here. And then we're looking at about a 15 to 16% profit zone up into here on Zendesk, Z-E-N. All righty. Thanks everyone for hanging to the end. I do appreciate it. Sorry this was so long. I hope you enjoyed the this weekend's installment of Weekend Charts to Ponder, and I hope to see you all in the trading room. You guys take care. Have a great weekend, okay?